What do you recommend for PC/mobile security beyond a VPN, not sharing keys, not click? Well, I have a rant on VPNs if you ever want to hear that. Did I not write this down somewhere? I really should have. Really should. You know, there's a video. Let me find it. I don't want to go through all the points because I don't keep these things off the top of my head all the time because you shouldn't memorize things that you can just look up quickly. So I'm just going to type in the VPN RHMax. And there's a video that I will share. No, pause. Okay. That me and Sloth talked about. So watch that video on why you probably don't need a VPN. Very controversial, apparently. But as a, being in security for a long time, as someone who knows a lot about security, I can confidently say that you only need a VPN in certain cases, and using one at home, meh. I'll say that. I'll let you watch the video though. It gives, kind of goes through my points one by one. But I'll get back to your original question. What do you recommend for PC mobile security beyond VPN, not sharing, not clicking links? Well, I think I covered that in, let's see. Let's go through the security tips you never heard of, because I think I covered a lot of that stuff here. And also in the new blog post as well, if we need to reference that. But yeah, phishing. So it kind of goes with not clicking links, but I mean, there's some, more advanced phishing stuff you can do. You can use VirusTotal to check files, stuff like that. Palo Alto has a URL filter. Yeah, I'll talk about using VirusTotal here. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. You can check signatures before you install wallet, run the app, blah, blah, blah. On mobile, I would just say I don't use crypto on mobile. I don't see any point of doing it. I think it's just, you're just adding risk, adding attack surface. I mean, of course, if you want to use the staker app and stuff, that's cool. But I choose to not mix mobile and crypto. I can do everything I need to do on a laptop. So that's my personal preference on as that part. Yeah, don't tell people. Opposite, don't tell people you have crypto. One, that way, so you don't want that. VPNs again. Okay, I kind of go over here a little bit. You kind of go, yeah. You can read the blog. I don't need to reiterate it. I've said on so many different. I don't know. Come on to Corey's stream. Come on, Corey Costa's crypto coins. Is it really that the name? CCCC, something like that. Come on his stream Wednesday. I'll be on there. He'll be interviewing me, and you can somebody asks about VPN, I'll go through it. But I've got some good data points. Trust me, I got some good data points. I'm not saying they're useless. I use them. A lot of people use them for corporate access. Getting into another network remotely. They have a use case, but the fact that everyone's trying to sell you a home VPN, the contrarian point should trigger too. If you're in it contrarian, ideas, you should be like, oh, if everyone's doing it, then there must be something else. There must be something wrong with it, probably. And there is with VPN at home. Most of the time you don't need it. There's no one going to be attacking you sitting outside. No one's going to be on your network attacking you 99% of the time. So it's just so much hype and not worth it. I don't use VPN at home. If a security expert doesn't use VPN at home, you probably don't need one either. But if you're traveling, coffee shop, yes, VPNs are good for that. And then don't use Windows. I know some really exciting stuff, right? Don't use Windows when you're at least doing crypto stuff. Use Mac, use Linux, or just use Mac. No one's going to use Linux, I imagine, unless you're like super nerd. But just use Mac. It's they don't write a lot of viruses for Mac. I'll say that, and you can read about here why. Honorable mentions: multi-sig, opening files in a VM. Use a virtual machine. If you can muster the willpower to spend some time learning about virtual machines, they can save you a lot of time and effort as far as security goes, because they basically put an isolated computer inside your computer. You can run all the stuff you want. It won't affect your real computer. They're great. A lot of use cases for crypto. Use a different browser with MetaMask. So don't browse with the same browser. Like I said, if you have Chrome, if you normally use Firefox, install MetaMask on Chrome, vice versa. I don't really, again, about Telegram. I have a computer I use Telegram on, but I don't use it very often. I don't trust Telegram in a lot of ways. That's an interesting security model for the app as well. Again, I guess I'm probably a little more paranoid than most people, so I don't use Telegram too much. Good passwords, yeah. Use Signal. Don't use text-based 2FA. Yeah, just read the blog, and there's a lot of stuff, a lot of actionable stuff you can do in here. And then I'll go through a couple in the smart contract section, because at the end, yeah, keep your browser up to date. Again, if you weren't here in the beginning, the most boring, high ROI thing you can do is make sure your browser's up to date. Because most attacks these days, they don't come from IP address. Nobody's looking at your IP address trying to hack it, because that's something like they did 20 years ago. Very, very rarely people exercise attacks on IP addresses. Get any security person in the world on here to debate me. I will. I have some good data points, trust me. Don't worry about your IP address unless you don't want to be tracked or something. That's privacy tracking is different than security and stopping yourself from getting hacked and stuff. Your browser is what your biggest weakness in the modern day.